Hey everyone, it's Alisha Brashay here at Cosmic Gateway. I have my beautiful soul sister joining me this week. Thank you, Joe, from Awakening to the Light Within. This is the Intuitive Insights mouthful for the first fortnight of October 2019. For this card back here, this is card C or reading C. So we're not gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna just jump straight in.
Hey, it's been one of those days, we've not. Yeah, no, that's off the deck. That's not happening. Oh. I don't know that this deck wants to play, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I picked up the wrong deck. I'm gonna we are. We're going around the bush a couple of times. Sorry. I hope you've all had a wonderful, transformative, interesting time in September, and looking forward to welcoming in October.
Oh my goodness gracious me. I'm literally just throwing cards everywhere. There's so many dropping in large clumps. I'm now leaving them there. No.
Interesting. I'm going to get one more card and then I can get started if you want me to. It's not really for me.
Yeah, they're not. There's, other than, major clumps that are dropping out, there's nothing's being very giving right now. Come on.
No, all right, I'm going to start with the three that I have because nothing else wants to come out.
Literally two. That's all I've got so far.
Yeah, it's interesting. Feel a bit of hesitancy around this read, but I'm sure that will make sense. So the first card that flew out, which was also in reading A, is the color card, and talking about how color can be very healing in different ways, whether it's working with color therapy. I know that I use a lot of color and frequency in my healing modality, whether it's painting, artwork, using color, being mindful of the different colors that you are ingesting in your food. I always say that that's sometimes one of the easiest things that we can do to assist and support our physical body is eating different colored foods with intention. As an example, if we want to enhance our sacral chakra, eating orange, orange, pumpkin, all that with intention. Sorry, this is a bit abstract, but welcome to Alisha's world and mind. Can be really beneficial. So I guess what I want to say is pay attention to the different colors and how that is showing up in your life, in your world, and how that's assisting and facilitating your ascension and healing process at this time, and what messages are coming through with color. The second card I've got is the Mother Mary card, which is interesting, talking about the sacral and the feminine, the divine feminine. That could be very much a theme of this read, is like really harnessing and stepping into that mother energy, perhaps, or nurturing energy, or feminine embodiment of that feminine archetype energy. I know that the traditional meaning for that card is saying that your loved ones are protected and looked after, and there's no need for concern if that's around children or family or partner. Just know that whatever challenges are going on in your life, there is an ultimate protection or power that's overseeing that process, and it is happening in divine order, is what I really want to say. Oh yeah, I feel like there's a bit of turmoil that's going on, and just, I guess whoever's listening to this needs to hear the fact that that reassurance that you are being looked after, and that you can call on, whether it's Mary, or your team, or whatever sort of ascended beings or angelic beings, or whoever it is that you commune with, to really step forward and show their presence, and allow that presence to show up in your life, to give you that sense of reassurance in whatever it is that you're facing right now. And followed by the Saint Sinner card. So just get that in focus there. When I look at that card, the first thing I see is like this that flip-flop, we talk about in the energy, that sort of that bipolar kind of, 1 minute you're good, the next minute you're not. And really what I feel with that is like this embracing of your light and dark, this embracing of the shadow element that is coming forth. And it might be the first time that you've tapped into that. And there's a real beauty and power in that, and not to be scared of that power that you have within you. And that could be a very feminine strength, that could be, it could come in so many different ways. But it's like, I guess what I feel with that is, through whatever situations are being brought up in your life, it is bringing you balance, and it's really showing you where your strengths lie. And through that, I just feel like it's going to be phenomenal once you move through this phase, because you're going to see yourself in a whole different light, and see yourself with abilities and strengths that you never thought that you had.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, as we were waiting for cards, it kind of seemed slightly hesitant, slightly reluctant to come out. And yeah, I mean, the way I just went through all sorts of decks trying to see what wanted to come out, because it was quite hesitant. But the way that they've come out, it really does feel like somebody's going through something potentially life-changing, something that maybe you've avoided looking at, or something that has, you've hit a tower moment, in the words of tarot. There's stuff coming up, and it's hard, because actually there's variant routes or paths, and they can be the hardest points in people's lives. And I love that the Mother Mary cards come up, because actually a lot of the time, going back to a place of love, going back to a place of trust and nurturement, whether that's within ourselves or for those around us, can be the most beautiful things. So the first one that came out was the Earth and Fire Dragon, which works with you to clear ley lines, and it talks about when you give, you receive. So for me, that speaks, especially off the back of your reading, very prominently about potentially understanding that giving and receiving are a mutual exchange. And quite often, when we're starting to go through shifts, what we realize is that perhaps we've maybe been giving and we've not learned how to receive. And learning how to receive can be one of the hardest things to do. But actually, it's the beauty and of learning that exchange is necessary. Yeah, I could waffle on about that. The next one was to cleanse and detoxify.
Right, yeah.
And obviously, when you were speaking about colours, you said about food, but this is cleansing of your environment. It can be cleansing of addiction. It can be cleansing of relationships. It can be ultimately taking yourself out of a toxic situation, either one that you are doing for yourself, doing to yourself, one that you are actively putting yourself in, and shifting that. And I feel like that's so massively linked in with the giving and receiving. The following one was the flame tree.
I love that card.
Beautiful. And it's the start of something new. And dependent on who's watching this, and dependent on whether or not that's because you're bringing a new dynamic in, you're bringing a new sense of boundaries or self-worth to the table. Maybe you're completely detoxifying and you're going to take a completely different route. There is the beginning of something new that's coming in. And the last card, I just love this because it has felt quite heavy, is achievement.
Yeah, I always want to like, yeah.
Keep focused on your dream, whatever that looks like, however big or small, however achievable or non-achievable you feel it is. It is, you can do it. Just keep focused and just keep going.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. I just want to sign off with, because the whole time you were talking, that song Let It Be is playing in my head. I don't know if you tapped into that.
I kind of want to sing it now.
I was about to say, can you just give us a couple lines, because you have a beautiful singing.
I'm terrible. Alisha says things and I start singing, and she said something about let it be, and I was, come and let it go, just let it be. And yeah, that entire read feels
mammoth. It's massive. So massive, heartfelt extension to you and your situation. But just know that there is that light, and you can and will achieve whatever you're working towards, and this is part of the process. So I hope that that's helped. I really do. And if you do need additional support or guidance or whatever it is that you feel that you need, I will put details in the description box below of how you can contact either myself or Joe for a session that might help you gain perspective or receive some healing. If not,
huge love.
massive.
And just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, absolutely. Mwah! Big love, and we'll tune in with you soon. Bye.